Hi everybody, this is Tandy Gutierrez and welcome to week 5 of your Superpower session. So this week in 30 days to your Superpower, we have a personal plank challenge, okay? Everybody likes a good challenge every now and then to see what you're really capable of doing in the week, right? So this week, we're working with a plank. Why a plank? What are the benefits? Who cares? I think few exercises on the mat really make you feel super like a plank does. They are a full body exercise, and you've probably heard that for forever if you're a fitness, person and really into it and very much on the mat. But you kind of go, yeah, I don't really know what that means. They just seem hard and I'm kind of stranded there forever. Okay? So a plank really is a full body exercise. You are typically working against gravity because you're facing down in a traditional plank. And for your core, it's just the bang for the buck. You get all of that lift, all of that challenge against gravity, and then you get all the benefits. So as you push back through your heels, and we're talking about a classic plank here, and my goal is to work you up to that classic plank if you're not there already, is to push back through the heels. By pushing back through the heels, you get that engagement in the hamstrings, the inner thighs, and into the glutes when you get the good tuck and the lift through the belly and the squeeze in the tush. That squeeze down in the armpit engages your entire upper back and cultivates strength and tone in your shoulder girdle, which makes a safer body. And then it starts to get into the definition and strength and the tone on the outside of the body, in the arms most specifically, and in your core. So plank is a multitasker, and if you don't know anything about me yet as a trainer, efficiency is key. I want to pick intelligent pieces that work together in a really intuitive way, that's something fun and loving as you do it, that create a balanced body overall. And planks, they simply fit the bill, okay? That being said, you get to feel super powered, you get to feel that sense of empowerment of, yeah, I was like in that plank for this period of time. So this week, you're going to choose one or as many variations as you'd like to try. This is your personal plank challenge in the week, and you're gonna add one of these every day this week in week 5, okay? So that means we've got a whole list of them here. I have 11 that I'm gonna show you, and then I've got some bonus features for you that you can pick too. That means you could pick one and stick with that one for the entire week, or you could go, that one seems kind of crazy, there's probably no way I could do that, but maybe I should challenge myself and see how close I can get. Or, these 3 are cool, like I'll work with that one, okay? So you pick one or as many variations as you'd like to do this week. Then you're gonna put a timer on, right? And you're gonna see, can I hold it for 10 seconds? Can I hold it for 20? Can I hold it for 30? Your maximum is gonna be 60 seconds, 1 minute. And some of you guys who've been with me for a long time may go, that's so easy. Okay, here's the deal. You can have the timer on anywhere from 3 seconds to 60 seconds is the goal for this week every day. If you feel like you want to be a little bit of an overachiever and you know that you can do that and you want to push and excel a little bit in that, you can go up to 2 minutes. Please do not do anything over 2 minutes in a plank. It's useless, okay? So again, if you're like aiming for the Guinness Book of World Records, that's one thing. But when I see all these people doing plank challenges and they're like holding it for 5 minutes, that's insane. You can overwork these muscles. They are endurance muscles, but you can spasm in the psoas, and it's like, it's so not necessary. You'll get all of the benefit. It's totally a rite of passage up to 2 minutes. And past that, it's just your ego, and it's really kind of just aiming for an injury, okay? So, what are the variations? Number 1, I'm going to say there is a variation for every body. If you go through this tutorial video and you go, I don't really know which one to pick, play with them. Again, it's an exploration. It's a conversation with your body. And this, especially this 30 days, is meant to be an exploration and a conversation with your fitness and your workout on the mat. So take the time to play with it. If you still kind of go, I'm still not really sure what I ought to do, find me on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can email me, tandy@mountaintokitchen.com. I answer everything in the order that they come in my inbox. So sometimes it can take a little while to get to. It's not typically longer than a week, okay? But just know that. And so if you really get stalled and stuck, you always have me as your trainer to ask questions of, and I will help you through that, okay? So here we go. There's a list of these variations in lesson 5, all right? And they're listed from the least taxing to the most taxing, meaning from, you could say beginner, I hate using that term, to advanced. I would never categorize them as weakest to strongest, no way. Because different bodies are weak and strong in different ways, and that has nothing to do with it, okay? So this is what's a fit for your body in the here and now, okay? So we're gonna start on all fours. Number 1 is an all fours position. That is a plank variation. Spread the fingertips super wide. Get the palms right underneath the armpit. So it's like thumb in the armpit and then you plug it straight down on the floor. Most people, when they do all fours, their arms are way too far out in front of them, and that's not a challenge. You want the hands underneath the armpit, and then you kind of hinge your body forward over it. It is a stretch in the wrist. It is a stretch in the forearm, okay? And the knees are that bony fist distance apart, just a little bit bigger, but the feet are in parallel. Don't let them cross, don't let them make a little V or splay up. Find those railroad tracks. Press the feet and the shins into the mat, lift the belly button up underneath the rib cage high and tight. Squeeze down in the armpit, generate some resistance in the armpit, and bend at the elbow. I want you to feel empowered strength in the armpit. And then you're gonna push through the meaty part of the palm really fiercely. And you look just past your fingertips on the mat. So that's all fours, and I can get a lot of strength out of it by engaging that armpit and lifting that belly button up underneath the rib cage, okay? So it's not a saggy, hangy kind of lame thing, and it's not cat-cow. It's really focusing on lifting from the pelvic floor, scooping the belly button up underneath the rib cage, and then squeezing that armpit down to generate the resistance in the core, okay? So from here, you'd actually go to a wall. So forearm wall planks. You're gonna make a fist. You want your arms to be in parallel in railroad tracks. And then you come over and you plunk them on a wall, okay? From here, you're gonna walk the feet back at an angle. You're gonna bring the feet and the ankles together. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone, press it underneath you, then lift up on the toes. Same rules apply here. You're gonna push out of the wall and then squeeze down in the armpit. Look in between the fists. So forearm wall plank is awesome for gaining strength and technique that will eventually get you to a full plank on the floor. The next variation is gonna be your long arm wall plank. Same rules apply here. Meaty part of the palm to the armpit, then you plug it into the wall. It will feel lower than you think it should. You're gonna walk the feet a little further back than you would in your forearms, and you're gonna lift the heels up. Don't leave your booty out in left field. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone underneath you. Try to get your hips in line with your shoulders. Squeeze the elbows underneath you in that parallel position and squeeze down in the armpit, okay? You're pushing out of the wall, and yes, can you do your push-ups here? Absolutely. Okay, it's all about alignment. It's all about contraction of the core, and the long arm wall plank is such a multitasker. I love this one for postnatal mamas because, especially fit moms, afterwards, you know, if you're used to doing a full plank, and then you're like, I can't, no, it's not happening. Start at the wall, work your way down, okay? The next variation, I have some handy props over here. So you may have these props, you may not. Again, these are all offerings for this week, okay? Incline plank on a chair. You don't want a rolling chair, number 1, okay? Hands go on the side, fingertips to the bottom, thumb on the top. Walk your feet back in that plank position, feet, big toes and ankles together, lift up on the heels. So same rules apply here. You tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes. You lower the hips in line with the shoulders, squeeze down in the armpit, bend the elbows slightly. This one's pretty intense, honestly, okay? But it's more weight than the wall, but less weight than going to the floor, okay? So you have your chair incline. Then you have a block incline. And you're gonna say, Tandy, I found this other one actually easier than that one. And that's fine too. Bodies work in different combinations in different ways. So again, why it's neat to play with things, and sometimes it's important to play, and really important not to always classify things as beginner or intermediate or advanced. All bodies are a mixture of those things. So I really don't like those labels, and I don't label the workouts that way because it's false. It's just not true. So if you go, the one that was after it that you said was more intense, I actually found it easier. That's fine, that's good. So your incline plank, You're going to take a yoga block. It's not on the middle setting. It's not on the tallest setting. It's on that very first setting. Thumbs are going to go on the top and the fingertips go on the bottom. And then you walk your legs back in that plank position. So lift the waistline, okay? So most people do this in plank. That's not doing you any good. That's going to hurt your back. You want your hips in line with your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone under. Lift the space between your belly button and your pubic bone. Slightly bend at the elbows. Squeeze down in the armpit. Drive through the meaty part of the palm. Look past the block. So you don't want to crank in your chin one way or the other. You want a nice long neck. Okay? So, incline on the block, right? But you're still really close to the floor. So we're starting to transition into more challenging here, okay? So from there, you're gonna do your forearm plank on the floor with wide legs. It's a very supported position. You all are gonna wanna do this. You're gonna wanna make a V, one direction or the other. Please don't. Railroad arms, parallel position. Make a fist. Elbows should be in line with the fist and kind of tucked in and under. You're going to step one foot to the corner of the mat and then step the other foot to the corner of the mat. Start with your booty high, almost like in a down dog. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone, then lower the hips down in line with your shoulders. It should be the point where you go, oh, I feel my abs. If they go past that and you feel your back, no bueno. Okay? If you get here and you go, I'm not like super supported here, but I could almost do it, you can stay in a little pike as long as you feel the muscles in between that space between your pubic bone and your belly button, you're in business, okay? Bend the knees. So from your forearm wide plank, we're gonna go back to an all fours position. Knees off is an exercise that I adore, and it's very Pilates specific, and it's one of those that looks like, is it really doing anything? Yeah, you gotta give it a try. So from your all fours position, spread the fingertips really wide. Thumbs reach for each other. Middle finger reaches for the edge of the mat. Your knees and feet are gonna be together and glued together. Inhale to tuck the tailbone underneath you. Exhale to squeeze the armpits down. Bend at the elbow, and do tuck your chin to your chest this time. Then you're just gonna lift your knees off the mat, tight and tiny. It's as if you're just trying to slip a piece of paper underneath you. Chin to chest this time. Squeeze down in the armpit. Lift that belly button up, 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 up. Round your back in that scaredy cat position. And then release. If you get too high with the knees and knees off, you bypass all of that deep core goods. We want into the pelvic floor, that space between your pubic bone and your belly button that we all would like to be a little bit flatter. Okay? So you go from knees off to decline on the block. So if you've got a yoga block, it goes to that number one position. You're going to tuck the toes, heels together, big toes together, and then lengthen. Okay, spread the fingertips really wide. Same rules apply. You always want to be squeezing down in the armpit because that's where the power is. Push through your heels, reach the back of the knee crease for the ceiling, and then squeeze down in that armpit. Look a little forward of your hands, okay, and bend at the elbow. Lift the space between your pubic bone and your belly button. So decline on the block, okay? So then, move the block out of the way. You go to your narrow forearm plank position. So here we start to go to things that probably look a little bit more common in your planks. Fists, railroad arms, walk one foot back, walk the other foot back. Start in that pike position. Tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes, lower the hips in line with the shoulders. Push fiercely out of the floor with the fist, with the forearm. So it's kind of like you push back like a little doorstop. Lift that space between your pubic bone and your belly button. Push through the heels, knee creases to the ceiling. Okay? So from here, then you're going to have your long arm wide plank. Okay? So you have long arms, spread the fingertips wide. You take one foot to the corner of the mat and the other foot to the corner of the mat. You've got this wider position so that you have a bigger base of support. It's really nice to protect your low back, okay? Push through the meaty part of the palms. Push through the pads of the fingertips so much that the knuckles bend. Bend the elbows, squeeze down in the armpit, push back through your heels. The goal is always to have the hips in line with the armpit or the shoulders and to lift the space between your pubic bone and your belly button, okay? Then the next piece is long arm plank, right? Narrow legs, squeezing through the inner thighs, pushing through the meaty part of the palm, squeezing down in the armpit, bend at the elbow. I don't care how ugly it looks. You're gonna get to that shake point and you're gonna go, oh, I totally feel everything. The goal of a plank is to feel everything kick on, okay? And most of that support, although it is a core exercise, the leverage, especially in a female body, is gonna come from underneath the armpit. Please dig into that armpit. Next to your core, your superpower, right there, okay? So, very last one of these, and then you have a bonus round, is your decline chair plank, okay? So decline means the feet are raised. Ball of the feet go on your chair. So then there's more body weight, right? It's leveraging down into things. So for some people this feels really lovely. Push through the meaty part of the palm, drive through that meaty part of the palm, bend the elbow slightly, squeeze down in the armpit. Lift the space between your pubic bone and your belly button, scoop that belly button up underneath the rib cage, squeeze your glutes, squeeze the inner thighs, and push through the heels. Okay, so the decline plank is the last of your variations on the basic variations, okay? I have 4 bonuses for you. And you may see them and go, oh, there's no way. That's why they're a bonus, okay? So there is always something more. There's always a way to evolve and progress in the body, and we need to keep it fun, okay? So the first bonus plank is your Spider-Man plank. And yes, they all have a superhero name. Spider-Man works like this. So you're gonna start in a wide long arm plank position, okay? Squeeze down in the armpit, bend at the elbow. You're gonna take one knee as close to the elbow as possible, and it gets to lean in. Then you're gonna move the other hand back, so you're at an imbalance. If you wanna get super sassy with it, you can lower down and hold it, okay? So on the other side, it'll look like this. The knee comes in as close as possible. This can be variation 1. The hand goes back so that you're at an imbalance. And then you lower to hover into the plank. And that's your Superman variation. No, your Spider-Man. I called it the wrong thing. That's your Spider-Man, okay? We're moving on to Supergirl, all right? So Supergirl is wide legs, long arms. Okay? Supergirl lifts one arm and one leg to fly. Okay? And if you do this variation, you have to take care to do both sides so that you're balanced. Okay? Supergirl gets to fly. And then you have Wonder Woman, right? So, side plank, long arm, stack leg over leg to begin with. Squeeze down in the armpit, bent elbow. Okay? Wonder Woman is a leg up and an arm overhead, but you gotta slide those shoulders down away from your ears. The feet are in parallel, and you push through the heels and you pull through the toes, and you come on down, okay? Last bonus choice. Last bonus choice is Electra, okay? Another side plank variation, because side plank in the long arm is kind of like the pinnacle, okay? So, start with the legs stacked 1 over 1. Long arm, take an inhale, exhale, lift up, squeeze down in the armpit, okay? The arm is gonna go overhead. First thing that's gonna happen is the elbow's gonna come down and in, and the knee's gonna come up and in. There's lots of variations of these. You can do knee to elbow, or you could turn it out and bring the elbow to the knee, or as close to it as possible. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down, okay? So, week 5 of your 30 days to your superpower is the personal plank challenge. You're gonna choose one of these variations or play with a few of them. You're gonna practice it every day this week. You're gonna set a timer. I don't care where you start, maybe you start at 2 seconds that you hold it. And you're gonna work your way up in the week. And yes, you could work your way up to 2 minutes, but no more. So, I hope you have a super time with this. Let me know how wonderful it makes you feel this week. Let me know where you started and where you ended and how much time you can build on day after day towards the end, okay? So either report in the private Facebook group, come find me over at Matt and Kitchen on the fan page, Tandy_Gutierrez on Instagram, or you can email me, Tandy@mattandkitchen.com. So good luck with your personal plank challenge this week, and I can't wait to hear how it goes.